They're small, they're yellow, and they're everywhere. We're of course talking about Minions.
Over a year ago, I noticed that there was a lot of Minion merch out there, even though it had been like years since the last movie came out. So I wondered why Minions still have such a chokehold on society and Facebook moms. I set out on a year-long journey to see just how many Minion products I would encounter organically. So the only rule to this was that I couldn't go seeking out the products, I had to just find them. If I did find them, I would take a photo, and some of them I did actually end up buying. I found a lot more than I was expecting. The results are nothing short of terrifying, and today I present to you a year of my life in Minion merchandise sins. I've broken these all down into a few subcategories, and starting with the least terrifying or the most socially acceptable, there are the Minion toys. This category actually makes sense considering what the whole sort of original Minion was made for. A lot of the things in this category were honestly pretty par for the course, nothing super crazy. There were a few that I do want to point out though. I did see this game of Minion Operation, and if you squeezed it too hard, it would actually vibrate. Which was a little concerning, but didn't end up buying it. I did, however, end up buying one of these items. Can you guess which? I bought the 2018 Minions book. It makes for a fantastic coffee table book, but I actually bought it for the really hard puzzles and games inside. I don't know why it's called the 2018 Minion book because there's no calendar inside, but there was some really nice cardboard minions that I did get to use in the intro of this video. So moving on to a more unhinged category, we have the food minions. Now, if you were ever wondering what a minion tastes like, then this category is for you. Although, spoiler alert, it's either banana flavored or it's just food that just has a minion on it. There's really no in between in this category. First up, we have a bunch of discounted cookie dough on sale for $1, which is really saying something in this economy. And this is actually the item that sparked this entire video because I saw Minion cookies. And those things retail for like $5.99 here in Canada regularly, but the Minion ones were on sale for $1. Then we've got more boring cookies. There's also discounted marshmallows and other grosser looking marshmallows that aren't discounted, sorry. You will notice a common theme of a lot of Minion products were actually discounted. Yet another clearance item. I guess when people think Minions, they don't think, delicious. I found this. It's a Minion shaped baking pan, although I think that is a bit of a stretch. A small Pez dispenser. Big Pez dispenser, and just a bunch of food that literally just had a Minion slapped on the front of it. Have you ever been enjoying the holidays and wondered if there was a Minion product to go with the exact holiday you were experiencing? Well, there are quite a few, and that's what this whole category is dedicated to. First up, how much do you hate the kids in your neighborhood? A lot? Okay, perfect. Then I've got these Halloween Minion lollipops you can give them. The packaging says also great for costumes. Now, I don't really know what costume that these would be great for, except for being a man wearing 10 Minion lollipop rings. Okay, now picture this. It's Valentine's Day. Don't worry, Minion's got you covered. Not really much to say here other than just more bananas. But moving on to Easter, the Easter Bunny got you something, and spoiler alert, it's a Minion. Last but not least, and please ignore my order of dates here, we've got Christmas, a time for family, friends, and Minions. Santa would love this stocking, but he's actually already got the matching stocking-shaped shopping bag to carry all the toys for the good boys and girls. Also, gingerbread house, but Minions. It's just a gingerbread house, but with bananas. Finally, the last one for this category is actually a little close to my heart because this one is in my parents' neighborhood every year. It's an 8-foot blow-up Minion, and every year my family makes the exact same joke about a certain resemblance to an SNL skit. Our next category is for the people who've been watching this video and just saying to themselves, oh, I really wish I could afford to buy all of these products, but I just don't have the money. This is the elusive thrift Minions category. Starting off strong, we have 3 toys, all found at the exact same flea market. Not the exact vibe I'd expect of a flea market, but we had some Minion representation. Someone also kindly donated this Minion mug so it could live on. And would you trust this man with your money? Well, he is a piggy bank. I feel like I didn't really see a lot of wearable Minion merch, but luckily while thrifting, I did see these really cool bathing suit bottoms and this caveman Minion backpack. Pretty cool. And our worst offender from this category, something that I never thought would be made into a Minion, a stained glass art piece. And believe it or not, I actually had the willpower to not buy anything from this category. You might be shocked at just how many Minions we've encountered, but I'd like to sort of speed run this next category of just kind of awful items before we get to our really awful worst offenders. Do you remember the Caveman Minion backpack? Well, what about a Caveman Minion car magnet? Minion shampoo for children, Minion shampoo for adults that I saw at a really nice Korean beauty store. Do you wish there was more Minion self-care items? Don't worry, there's a toothbrush, and if you don't like the toothbrush, or if you're not a child, then there's also a box set of tooth care products that are all Minion themed. You can also build the Minion bedroom of your dreams with the Minion pillowcases I saw, Minion blankets, Minion weighted blanket, and the kid in the photo looked a little terrified. And you can also put on the wall Minion calendar I saw, and then in the corner you can put this Minion chair I saw as well. You don't need to go to design school to know how to put together a really homey feeling space. To go with a really cool backpack and swim trunks from earlier, I also saw a pair of Minion sunglasses, a pair of Minion Bluetooth headphones, and a Minion umbrella as well in case it rains. And the last thing I'd like to point out for this category, and this is another item that I caved and bought, is a Minion kite. Now I could show you a photo of the Minion kite, or I could take you on a montage to the beach. I kind of doubt you're keeping track of exactly how many items we've seen so far, but just take a wild guess. It's 55, which is a lot. But there was 3 that really required a lot more attention and are so horrible, they have their own category. These are the true Minion sins I encountered. Coming in at number 3, this one was found at Urban Outfitters. Would you guess what it is? A gigantic Minion speaker. Oh, she's got an opinion. I think this one's particularly funny if you try and just imagine Urban Outfitters' target audience. I really don't think a Minion speaker is within that sort of scope. Thankfully though, it does clarify that you can actually play your own music, because I was terrified it was just going to play the Minion soundtrack the entire time. Moving on. Number 2. It actually gets worse from that point. And what's behind door number 2? A Minion Fitbit. For the same price as a regular Fitbit, you get the classic blue and yellow and a motivating Minion watch face. I don't really know if motivating is the word I would use. Last but not least, this is by far the worst thing that I found. I bet you think you know what it is, but you really don't. You really have no idea. Now personally, I find this more disturbing than what you probably think this is, but let's reveal it. And there we have it. A Minion camera made in the absolute worst shape they could have possibly picked. So I actually found this. I was at a drugstore and there was like a lock counter behind the cash where they store like cameras and appliances. This caught my eye from behind the counter and I actually had to ask a real human person to unlock it so I could look at it. It gets much worse if you actually read the box in detail. Feel free to pause to read the entire box, but I think it starts off pretty bad when it tells you to buy as many of these cameras as possible for full home visibility. I don't think I would sleep any better at night knowing that I had 12 of these things in my house. The whole Minion mind control and sound effects, not really my thing. Actually, I guess you could say it's my thing, because guess what this whole video is filmed on? Yeah, just kidding. I did highly consider it, but it was definitely nowhere near worth the $80 joke. And that brings us to the end of a year of my life in Minions. If you've made it this far, I sincerely applaud your Minion stamina. I'm sure there are so many worse items out there that I just never came across because, like I said, I really did not go seeking these things out, so please feel free to let me know if you've seen anything worse. I'm gonna play you out to a little montage of my Minion near misses, which were just yellow and blue things that reminded me of Minions.